This is the weekly love reading for the period of Sunday, the 9th of May through Saturday to come, the 15th of May. We're starting with no, stay in bed, and spend money. Spirit says no still. Buy shoes. And massage. With the cards, we are beginning with, if you get nervous, focus on service from the Angel Therapy deck. Put your entire intention on answering the question, how can I make the world a better place? And the law of attraction will automatically take care of your needs. Behind that, also upright is fairies. You have a strong bond to the fairies, and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. There is, of course, the sun is in Taurus this week, and the moon enters Taurus this week on the 11th. We have a new moon in Taurus. So that may be why all of the energy of Mother and Mother Nature and Earth and Pentacles, because we're also starting with the 5 of Pentacles, just kind of like womp womp, you know, in terms of excitement, especially for our love reading from the Rider-Waite deck. But behind that, we do have the 4 of Wands, and that's a pretty positive card. Somebody could be left out. Maybe somebody that you were dealing with, they're already in a commitment, or that you wanted to deal with, they're already in a commitment. They may even be married. That might not stop you from hearing from them or communicating with them. But they're probably going to be defensive about their decision to be wherever it is they are, focusing on whatever it is they're focusing, their other relationship and or work, finances, stability. Really trying to decide whether or not to be honest with themselves and the world, and to sort of come forward with the choice. And look, there's like a new moon in the picture. So maybe that'll happen this week. They'll make a decision to be honest. Right? Do the right thing. With justice showing up. More Venus, by the way. Venus rules Taurus and Libra. Decision. Fall on my sword. Or not. Could very well involve an Earth person. This scenario that I'm seeing right now of Taurus, Virgo. Look, we're back to the 5 of Pentacles. Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Could be who's involved. In terms of love, that page of Pentacles in reverse can definitely be about having lost interest in a relationship, especially a long-term relationship that you're in. So, like I said, it could be somebody that's married. This is not going to be for everybody. This is probably for 1 or 2 people that are listening, that they catch this reading, and I'm talking to them. I've shown something for them. This person, they may have a husband, a wife, or whatever, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, possibly live in like a committed relationship, 4 of Wands type stuff. And they want out, but just because they want out, that doesn't mean they want you talking negatively about their mate, whatever it is. They're gonna be defensive of that because they made that choice and they feel kind of stupid. They're like they picked wrong, and so they're gonna be kind of defensive of it. But there's an opportunity for them to, make the right decision, get out of that, and, be successful, maybe go off into the sunset with you. There is an opportunity that wants to start a brand new something, but there's, it's not like tomorrow. It's a future victory, given the right decision is made, and we all have free will. So, shuffled those already. I'll shuffle these. We're starting with, if you get nervous, focus on service. Earth Angel's a nice place to stop. Again, with the Taurus energy in mind. Woo! Woo! Cut your cords. Yeah, somebody's got to walk away from someone or something. In addition to what I was just talking about, perhaps. Ask Archangel Michael to clear away any old attachments to fear that stem from past relationships, freeing you from destructive patterns. The relationship that, whomever's relationship that is, it's not happy, it's a destructive pattern. Just get out of it and go, and, you know, like, you're going to have to, like, drop the pride and ego and stuff. And go be happy. And don't do it again. Don't do it again, basically. I know easier said than done. I'm just going to throw this in here. And have our overall energy be heal away addictions, which is interesting because the Devil in reverse was the card that most directly represented us in the general reading, and that can definitely be about addictions too. And addictions did come up by way of a card called sobriety from one of my decks. It's time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desire. Yep, sure is. Ask Archangel Raphael to help you with this healing. And lastly, I have the Angel and Animal Tarots, beginning with the 8 of Cups. So walking away from something or someone, or towards something or someone new that's going to be better for you, for which you're better suited, or that's better suited for you. And this could be tied. I meant to talk about it in the general reading, but it didn't pop into my head, but it popped into my head just now. So I guess I just meant to say it now. Could be tied to not the new moon, but maybe something happening between the new moon and the full moon. Because remember last week I was going on and on about Kiss from a Rose. So middle of the week, totally random, I have this thought about, like, oh my God, I just thought of this, like a light bulb went off. Prince, he had this song called Sometimes It Snows in April. And I was like really hung up when I was talking about Kiss from a Rose on Did You Know That When It Snows? Trying to figure out, like, what was snow a metaphor for? What did it represent? Or what did he mean by Did You Know That When It Snows? And so this, Sometimes It Snows in April, I was like, huh. And I wonder if they're connected. And I actually did record my reading in April 30th. It was not the Sunday. Like, I recorded it days in advance for Sunday. So if I had waited for the week, it would have been May when I recorded the reading. But since I recorded it early, it was April 30th. It was still April. So I'm like, maybe Sometimes It Snows and April is connected to that. But then I remembered, like, or maybe I took it to the next level, to the next step. I remembered that that song from Prince came from a movie also. Like, Kiss from a Rose is from a movie. It's from like 1997 or something, from a Batman movie a long time ago as part of the soundtrack. Well, Sometimes It Snows in April is from the soundtrack of Prince's movie Under the Cherry Moon. And so I was like, huh, because last week, same week I did that general and stuff, I also did a moon reading for the Scorpio full moon. And it was like one of 2 major supermoons that we're going to have this year, also known as, like, AKA the pink moon. And I'm like, the cherry moon, the pink moon, maybe the message is about something going on with the moon. And then I thought for a minute, well, cherries are really more red than pink. I mean, sometimes they're kind of pinkish, especially if you get white cherries, they can be pinkish. Not really white. But cherry, when you think cherry, you think red, not pink. So that's more like the blood moon. Well, the next moon that's coming, the next super moon, which happens to also be the next full moon, or the next and last super moon for the year, which also happens to be the next full moon, the full moon for May, is the blood moon. So I think that maybe that song and the message and all that has to do with the full moon that's coming, or again, something that happens between the moon that we just experienced, the pink moon, and the blood moon to come. So this the new moon in Taurus may have some, you know, a part to play, a role to play in this also. And maybe we can continue to build on this until we figure the whole thing out. Or maybe not. Maybe we won't figure it out. That's where I am so far with it. So anyway, our overall energy with this deck is Major Arcana card 11, Strength. Great in the strength, release harsh judgments, instead exercise some forgiveness and compassion. The harsh judgment that you have may be against yourself. When we see the 7 of Swords, that can be about lacking confidence and self-esteem. Plans that need revision, more going on than meets the eye, poor timing. It's about lacking trust, and often trust in your own self, like, you know, to be strong enough to do the right thing. But sitting here behind Strength, I think that may be what it is. And then we see we have another Ace of Swords that's in reverse. So we just saw one in the Rider-Waite deck, and now here's one here. It's still that brand new start that wants to happen, that victory that wants to be achieved by us, but it's not like it's going to happen tomorrow. It's a little ways away, and it's dependent upon us making the appropriate free will choices. So we'll see if we do or we don't. I'm going to put these down now that we're shuffled. Everything's shuffled. Actually, no, I want to use those. I want to use these and these. No. I'm like, what is wrong with this woman? This is going to be a method to my madness. We'll use these first, like I've been doing. And then I'm going to do a spread from the masculine perspective with those other two. I have a plan now. Is that good? That's good. Okay, so our overall energy is the 6 of Wands. It's a card of victory, success, accolades, recognition. So let's use the scenario that that I was just talking about playing out. Like the person that gets the guy, gets the girl in the end could be recognized, you know, like, oh, we always knew that you were really the one that, you know, he or she was in love with. We always knew. That would be you getting your, you know, like praise or whatever, recognition. And it's not like a secret. This is like a public thing where people are knowing, people are finding out. Oh, you're the one. Okay, I'm so glad we get to see you. We get to hear about it. It's a known thing. Or somebody that's been having a secret relationship, or secret, you know, sexuality, secret whatever. That could come out, and it's not in a negative or like, you know, dirty way. This is like where it's accepted and even, you know, cheered on, so to speak. So card that most directly that's the general reading. The card that will represent the fire signs love relationship this week. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Your card is, you got 2. It's the Devil and the Page of Cups. Probably has to do with a Scorpio. I'll tell you why, because one of Scorpio's rulers, Pluto, is actually retrograde right now in Capricorn. So that is probably why I pulled 2 cards for you, and it's those 2. This should be interesting. Let's see if I put one up here. Can you see them both at the same time? Not really. Nope, not really. Can't really see it anyway. Okay. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, your card. The 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Our card is the 6 of Swords upright. And last but not least, the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Your card is the Hierophant in reverse. I think we got all nice cards this week. Let me see if I can fix this. Okay. Yeah, that does it. All right, so I think everybody got nice cards this week, and our overall energy is really, really good in terms of love, especially if things hadn't been going so well in your love life. This is a card of things looking up, again, of success being ahead. Suddenly, you may find yourself feeling closer to your partner, happier with them than you had been. If it's, you know, if you're in an existing relationship that you don't want to leave, if you're in one that you do want to leave, we just saw like how a scenario like that could go, may go. And we started out again with the Eight of Cups, which can be a card of, you know, walking away from what's not fitting you and walking toward what is. So there's that option for those of you to whom that applies. And for people who are confused and in the middle, I don't know if I want to, you know, I've been feeling not so happy in this relationship, but I don't know if I want it to end yet, then you have an opportunity to figure that out, you know, and to think about that and make a decision, because you're in this like better, you know, better place, this better space, this happier energy. If you are single, then this card can be about entering a relationship with someone that you've been like thinking about, dreaming about, you know, really wanting in the near future. And it's a really, really positive omen. So I think, like, speaking of dreaming about and thinking about, especially for the fire signs, I think that this could be something for you, because not only is your ruler, if you're a Sagittarius in particular, Jupiter, right? Not only is Jupiter in Pisces, where, so like Jupiter is the planet of luck, and, you know, it gives us all these gifts and stuff, and spirituality also. And Pisces is this planet of, the sign of like higher consciousness, higher love, like our real depths of our soul and everything. So when you put those two together, it can be a really intense, like spiritually based, really in tune and aligned relationship, like soulmate, twin flame relationship. That's like really, really, really the real deal, you know, like, again, from your deepest, your dreams, your deepest depths of your soul. But the other thing that I was mentioning, Pluto being retrograde in Capricorn, could be another reason why this is showing up. And together, the Page of Cups and the Devil could be talking about a really, what's the word? Like, not naughty, but like that sort of taboo kind of relationship. Maybe a younger person with an older person. It could be a really, really highly sexual relationship where the sex or the person or both even feels almost addictive and, you know, like a drug, like it's just something that you maybe probably shouldn't have or shouldn't want, because it's just too, what's attached to it is just like too heavy, the energy. It could be a really lustful relationship, maybe not so much love involved. You know, you put a smile on each other's face, but let's put the Devil where we can see him, you know. Yeah, it could be really, really lustful. Or looking at it in another way, there could be somebody, again, you know, who is interested in leaving a partner because this relationship feels like they're chained, feels like you're in jail, and there's an opportunity to be happy somewhere else. Again, another combination of them, however, is some sort of like pleasant surprise that comes from this like sort of highly charged, possibly even addictive kind of situation. And another way would be like, you know, like this. So this is the relationship of your dreams. This could be about a real dreamer, but it's like, what is the word? It's not materialistic, like superficial sort of dreamer. Like you're dreaming about this, about a substance thing, not really necessarily the depths or love or whatever, but you know, maybe the physical attraction, the sexual attraction, combinations of those can be about like real playfulness and stuff like that. So it gives for an exciting situation under pretty much any and all of those circumstances. Moving on to the earth signs. your card is the Six of Pentacles in reverse. And the Six of Pentacles is actually one of my most favorite cards. I think it's very representative of your sign if you're a Taurus. I mean, I know not all the earth signs are Taurian, of course, but I think if you are, it's very representative of your sign because it's very representative of Venus. I mean, you have the scales of balance or justice there. You have the Pentacles for the Taurus. I don't really see the Gemini in this picture, but some cards have all three signs that she rules, like, you know, in my opinion. I don't really see much Gemini coming from here, but definitely Taurus and Libra are strong. And this card can mean it's about give and take, right? And it's about exchange and reciprocity and equity and equality in relationships. So it's really, really an important energy with which to be surrounded. When it's in reverse like this, it can be that, like, you're not really opened up enough. If you're looking for love, you might think, you know, sometimes we think like I'm open. I don't understand why I'm not meeting people. I am open. I am willing. And we're not really, you know what I mean? We're kind of closed off and we might not realize it. So this is guiding us to open ourselves up more if we're single and looking for a relationship. You know, and with regard to like how open or not we are, sometimes it can have to do with our independence. Like we can, you know, so we have like a wall up, or there's a line of openness that we're like subconsciously unwilling to cross. But when you take like being independent to extremes, it can sort of like block out love and relationships. It can like alienate potential partners or intimidate potential partners. And sometimes when people are intimidated, it's because of their insecurities. But sometimes it's because we're pushing people away, right? So it's like, forget it. I'm kind of scared of this. I don't want to be bothered with this. So we got to be careful of that when this card shows up. If you're in a committed relationship already, again, one that you want to stay in, then you probably need to talk to your partner about, you know, balance and equity and equality. Maybe there's some issues in those areas, and you should give it a conversation. And if you're in a committed relationship that's not going well, that you might even want out of, possibly, that's going to take a conversation too. Part of salvaging the relationship, if you're interested in it though, it's probably going to involve you giving more instead of expecting that more be given to you. So if you don't feel like you can do that, then it may be time for you to leave this one. Moving on to the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Our card again is the Six of Swords upright. And this is a card that can be about a need to, first of all, the most important thing in the general sense is about the worst of a situation being behind you, or your worst days, the darkest days, the most difficult, the rockiest waters, right? Because this is a boat that's, you know, it's like a paddle boat. It's in very calm water. This is not the rough seas that you're on with this. So it indicates that like those rough waters, though in the worst of times, are behind you. So let's look at that first and foremost. But then specific to love, it can be about a need for like a change in scenery. So maybe you've been locked in the house with your mate because of the pandemic, and there's a need to get, you know, now your town has opened up and things have gone back to normal, and or, you know, you got your immunization or whatever the case is, you feel comfortable traveling. You may want to take an actual vacation or travel somewhere, even if it's local travel or just on foot and walking down to the park or something. Like you just need like a change of scenery. And then for some, it's going to be, you know, more grand or drastic than that. And maybe you need to actually physically move or something. And or it can be a metaphor in terms of moving forward, you know, metaphorically, again, and in a positive way. Not just moving forward and moving on, but with things improving, your life improving, things being better in your life than they had been, and those more difficult times being behind you. And you should like leave them behind you and don't take that baggage with you where you're going. So moving on to the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Your card is the Hierophant. And some of you may be involved with earth signs, maybe specifically Taurus, or fire signs, because you got this Page of Cups over here. The Hierophant is an awesome card to have in love and relationship. especially if it's upright. If it's reversed like it is here, it can be about us getting sort of like, same way the Page of Pentacles, who also may, you know, could be the energy of the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a Taurus, it represents the energy of Taurus. The same way the Page of Pentacles in reverse, when it comes to love, can be about sort of being like over your relationship, having a wandering eye. I'm just tired of it. I'm bored. I'm weary. I'm disgusted. It's same old, day in, day out, you know, and I'm over this relationship. Hierophant can mean the same thing, and it may even guide you to want to, you know, like step out of your relationship, as they say. And if not outside of your relationship, at least outside of your typical routine and role. So if you're not tempted to cheat on your partner or to leave up and leave them, you may at least want to switch things up in your relationship, in your routines, in your roles. And if you're guided to do that, you should honor it. You should go for it. But of course, you know, there's a way to tread lightly based on what you want the ultimate outcome to be or not be. If you're trying to protect yourself from damaging a relationship, then you're going to go but so far. If you don't care, then you're going to, you know, do whatever you want to do, and that's that. The Hierophant is about tradition. Right, typically, again, especially if it's upright and sort of like an established way of doing things, an expected way of doing things, the understood way of doing things. So when we like sort of push too hard and too fast, the same way I said to the people, the other Tauruses possibly, that they could alienate a potential mate or an actual mate, or even lose one, push one away. The same thing can happen, you know, if the Hierophant gets too like untraditional, too quick. So, you know, caution is needed with this card. I like the timing in which we did that. I was just thinking I could have used the angel therapy cards to just clarify those that we had there, but I'm going to go ahead and do this other spread. So again, our overall energy is Major Arcana card Strength. We've already shuffled these. We have Divine Feminine, the Masculine as it relates to the Feminine himself, because this is from the perspective of the Masculine. And the Masculine as it relates to the union or connection as a whole. We have his higher self, and I think especially because of the connection with Jupiter and Pisces this week, specifically what his higher self wants to tell us. I don't know why I put them on top of each other like that. I want to do the hidden, like the true hidden emotion in the depths of his soul, like from Pisces, that maybe he doesn't even really know about for us. I'm going to put it up here. I think that, oh, that's two. Yeah, it's definitely two cards. I didn't realize it until I laid it down. Is my phone vibrating? I just heard something. Did you guys hear something? As if you can answer me. What the masculine, what energy the masculine would have the feminine give to the union or connection if it were up to him. What he himself is bringing to the table this week. What the universe wants to help us with if our free will allows it to. And I think not just the outcome by itself, but also next step, next action that the masculine will take, if any. It might show us that he doesn't take any action at all. All right, let's see if I can remember these placements. Oh. So I got my usual ones. The divine feminine, the masculine as it relates to the feminine, to himself, and the union of connection as a whole. Then we had, well, I didn't do overall this week, did I? Normally I would do overall, the masculine's higher self, but I didn't. I did the masculine's higher self, and then I did what his higher self specifically wants to tell us. What energy the masculine would have the feminine give to the union of connection if it were up to him. What he himself is bringing to the table this week. What the universe wants to help us with. But we have to allow it with our free will. What is truly in the masculine's, the depths of his heart and soul for us. This was the outcome. And this was the next action to be taken, if any. And again, the overall energy is heal away addictions, which is interesting because the devil showed up here too, specifically for the fire signs. It's time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desire. That's another meaning. I don't think did I say that meaning? That the devil could be blocking you from the Page of Cups. I don't think I said that, but that's possible. Ask Archangel Raphael to help you with this healing. Divine Feminine. We got the Moon. It's important to trust your intuition, even if you're unsure of what's happening. All will be revealed soon, so worry is unnecessary. So this is our female, feminine intuition kicking in, super, super strong this week because we have a new moon in Taurus. Major Arcana card 18, the moon represents the sign of Pisces, where Jupiter will be also. And then, along with that, we have Indigo. The person that you're inquiring about, which is us, we're inquiring about the divine feminine. Well, she's an indigo, meaning a highly sensitive, natural-born leader. So again, highly sensitive, highly intuitive, highly psychic, particularly this week, paying attention to this and then taking the lead and going ahead and following what the guidance is, fearlessly, even if you don't know like what it's to cause, what it's going to bring about. The masculine as it relates to the feminine in this position here. And we have a 7 of Swords. So there's a distrust between the masculine and the feminine. Caution will help you to avoid the loss of valuables, including non-material resources such as time or peace of mind. Beware of the results of your actions as well as what others might be doing behind your back. And I saw a distrust actually this week in my daily readings, maybe around Wednesday, and I said that the masculine or, somebody may even be like watching you on the internet because there's a distrust, there's something going on there. It's joined by Archangel Michael, the 7 of Swords. You're working very closely with this powerful angel who's protecting and guiding you through this situation. So if you think that there's something that you can't trust about the feminine or you can't trust about yourself with her, your guidance is to sort of get into meditation and or prayer, or however you go about doing it, and connecting with Archangel Michael or whoever you feel comfortable connecting with, a higher being, and asking them for, guidance, for clarity, for a clear vision of what's going on, because this could just be paranoia and like jealousy and stuff for no reason. Masculine as it relates to himself, we have, he's feeling kind of down in the dumps, pessimistic, doubtful that things are going to work out, like womp womp. 5 of Cups. But the guidance for him is focus upon the fact that God loves you and always has the highest of intention for you. A positive outlook instead of this sort of dud that he has right now makes it easier to recover from life's little difficulties when things do get rough, so that you can move onward and upward. So basically, it's saying pick yourself up. and listen to your intuitive feelings, just like I was telling you here in this other placement. Your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. Masculine relates to the union or connection as a whole. Jackpot, boom. And this major arcana card 10 represents the planet of Jupiter. So I said Jupiter is all about that higher spirituality. It is in Pisces this week, so it just makes it even more so. I read about exactly what it means in the general reading for those who want you know, clearer understanding, but expect a sudden positive change in your life. You can now move forward and make great progress. And it's tied with singing and dancing. Express yourself and awaken your psychic senses through the magical power of music and movement. This can definitely be about continuing to receive messages about these connections through music. And maybe even dance, maybe even something visual that you see, and not, you know, not just me getting messages through music, but others of us. And it can also be tied to, you know, similar to the other cards that we had, like when you get an opportunity to dance, as the song goes, I hope you dance. Like if an opportunity comes for you to connect, for you to engage, for you to, you know, be even energetically or somehow connected to your, you know, significant other, divine partner, that hope you will take that opportunity and dance. So like I said, we did not do overall. We did the masculine's higher self though, and that is Two of Wands. Two of Wands is the twin flame card of the tarot. It's all about partnership and balanced relationships and the intensity growing in relationships. Your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause have brought you great success. In fact, it may be in your best interest to get a partner to assist you in your endeavors or to expand the number of people who are helping you. So if you're single and you have not gotten that partner, you've just been thinking about it, this is masculine, this is your higher self, that is, you know, that's what your higher self is wanting to do. And it's saying you're a powerful light worker. So it's joining that, combining that with the Two of Wands. It's trying to tell you that you do have, you know, that you are a twin flame or, you know, divine being. It's safe for you to be powerful. Your spiritual power brings you great blessings in loving service to the divine. And that includes the divine partnership. So what the masculine's higher self specifically wants to say to the divine feminine, we have, be patient. I got a past life issue going on. Jeez. Same thing over and over again, right? Isn't that always the story? The planning, resources, or efforts that you've invested in your dream will reap great rewards. He's saying, you know, his higher self wants to say to us specifically, don't give up. All the energy that you've put into this is going to pay off like a jackpot. Right? Like the Wheel of Fortune. Like a jackpot. In the meantime, please have patience and meditate on your next steps. Because why? Past life issue. This situation has a basis in one of your previous lifetimes. Ask your angels to help you to remember, release, learn, and heal from your past experiences. So until he's done with that, the feminine is on ice. And this can be even if you are, you know, in a happy partnership. If you're not, you don't feel like, well, first of all, we can't be all things to all people all the time. You know, so not just us, the masculine too. But sometimes you can sense and sometimes you can't. That you're not getting like all of a person. You're not getting their full self. You don't have their real focus. Or they're present in physical, they're present in body. But emotionally, you know, their mental space, they're not there. They're not with you. And so that's kind of like what's going on here. If the masculine's dealing with some past life issue that is separate and apart from you, even if you are in a partnership and you're together, this is what his higher self is dealing with. You know, you may have to be patient as well until you can get like your full partner back or at all. What energy the masculine would have the feminine bring to the union or connection for up to him? Whoa. Traditional partnership and connection, twin flame. Isn't that something? So it's another Hierophant, again, represents the sign of Taurus and traditional energies, traditional connections, like traditional marriage. Embrace this time of deep spiritual growth. It's also, yes, a very spiritual card. You may feel called to act as a mentor, to find a new teacher, or to spend time with others who are also on a sacred path. So he could be guided to like sort of cut people and maybe even a mate whose vibration doesn't align with him off, because his soul wants to spend time with somebody who gets it and gets him and is also on this path, like his twin flame. The answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. He wants the feminine to be like, get on the same page also and understand that that's what's happening. I think he knows that she may be further along than him though. Just the way these cards are falling. But what he's bringing this week is he may even physically swoop in, even if he does swoop out. So those of you who are not, you know, constantly with yours, he may sort of do a drive-by. The Knight of Wands is passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. And this could be the Jupiter energy, you know, that's motivating that too. If you get nervous, focus on service. Put your entire intention on answering the question, how can I make the world a better place? And the law of attraction will automatically take care of your needs. You'll bring something in very quickly, maybe through Jupiter again. What the universe wants to help with, that Two of Wands that the masculine's trying to work out. You've come into your own, new partnerships or contracts, continue to move forward. But again, this is another, it is the twin flame card of the tarot. We basically got twin flame, twin flame, twin flame on the table. And it's with books. But the first thing that popped into my head was like, the universe wants to help you to like write your story. You know, like your love story together. Your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritually based books. Yeah, like you're the star. You're the character in the book. This was the masculine's. Oh, his innermost soul thing. Oh, it's sad. This is what he's feeling in the depths of him. Is that like he's waiting for like these repeated cycles, and he's waiting for this cycle to end. Congratulations on successfully accomplishing what you've set out to do. You've made it through the challenges and incorporated the lessons that life offered you with grace and courage. So the world is a fire energy for me. The cycle that he wants to end is this cycle of feeling sort of like lack and lackluster over and over and over again, and like things don't work out. Focusing upon the negative though, or worrying about money, that could be a big part of it too for some of them. Like, especially since they said they want traditional relationship, like feeling like they can't provide is going to be problematic. Because your trust and faith are at a low point right now. We also saw where the faith was at a low point. The trust and faith with the Seven of Swords was at a low point right now. And because that's the case, it's not the best time to start your own business or to become self-employed, or maybe to even move forward if you can't move beyond that Seven of Swords kind of energy. But you may be able to do so through workshops and seminars, or like educating yourself on spiritually based relationships, on, you know, what all this means, what it is you're going through, the journey. Attending and giving speeches is part of your spiritual path and purpose. Be open to teaching and learning. And Jupiter is also like the energy of the teacher, they say. I talk about that too in the general reading. So that could be part of this as well. We have the outcome and the next steps, or the next steps and the outcome. I think that this one was the outcome. Very nice outcome in terms of love and relationships. The Queen of Cups, she is tenderhearted, empathetic, patient, and loving. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. This can be an actual person in your life, a Cancer, Scorpio most directly, or Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And it's another earth angel like yourself. That's what twin flames are. You are a light worker who has come to earth to teach about love. And next steps we're going to take. Action. It is the Star. Happy times, make positive, optimistic, long-term plans. You are on the right path. So at least some plans may be made. They may stay in his head, but at least they'll be made. He could take action. This could be about contact and communication, the Star. It can also be about watching you on the internet or something, because it's tied to technology. Major Arcana card, the Star, represents the sign of Aquarius most directly. It's about prayers being answered, wishes being granted, dreams coming true. Our Six of Wands was also about ending up with the person that you dream about, wasn't it? And then we have base chakra. Choose only positive thoughts to describe your home, career, finances, and I'll add your romantic relationships as well, because words determine your outcome. So if you want to improve your situation, you want better finances, you want to be able to provide, this is how you do it. Not with thinking like Five of Pentacles over yourself or Five of Cups over yourself and disappointment and pessimism, but positivity is what's going to bring you that kind of stuff that you want. Divine masculine. And the base chakra, also known as the root chakra, is tied to who? Archangel Michael. Okay, so again, that's why you're guided to speak to him. And you can look that up. Also, the color red. So I was talking about the cherry moon, the blood moon. The root chakra is the red. It's associated with the color red and with the Archangel Michael. So take those things, run with them. I wish you all an awesome week. Please do like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things. I do appreciate it. Namaste. I'll be back with the moon reading.